Hello, today we are solving Jan 2021 Unit 2 IAL ed Excel paper. Question number 1. You are the accountant responsible for preparing the statement of changes in equity of Bangla Aluminium PLC for the year ended 31st December 2020. The following information is available. Okay, these are the informations they have given. So what is a part A of the question? It asks us to complete the statement of changes in equity in the question paper to show the figures for the information above for the year ended 31st December 2020. So here this is the statement of changes in equity of Bangla Aluminium PLC for the year ended 31st December 2020. So we have to prepare this statement of changes to equity. Okay, so now we have to go through this information to complete this. First one is the following information is available. The balances in the books as on 1st Jan 2020, okay, is given. So what were the balances? We have to just fill in. Okay, these were the balances. For the ordinary shares, it was 54 million pounds. So go and fill up for the ordinary shares, 54 million pounds. Okay, so it was 54 million shares, and for the premium it was 8 million. Okay, 8 million pounds. So you fill it up. And for the retained earnings, it is 16 million credit balance. So 16 million credit balance, okay, which is the correct balance. If it is a debit balance, you have to take it as a loss. If it is a credit balance for the retained earnings, okay, you will take it as positive. So general reserves is 7 million pounds. Okay, so we will fill it up. General reserves is 7 million pounds. So the A, B, C and the rest of the reserves, okay, is nothing. So you will just put a dash here. These were the balances. So you will fill it up. The balances, there is nothing, we have no information about. So we can start filling the horizontal total values. So 54 plus 8 plus 16 plus 7. So that is going to be equal to 85 million pounds. So this is 85 million pounds. So whatever you are indicating, it is in pounds. We can write it here. Okay, so that is the first row. Then the next information given on 27th Jan, a final dividend for 2019 of 17 pence 0.17 per share was paid to the shareholders. So a final dividend was issued. So for this we have to calculate. Okay, how is the final dividend calculated? Okay, final dividend we have to calculate. So here there is a working space. So let's go and write it as working. Okay, working. So a final dividend, okay, for 2019 is given. So we have to calculate what is the final dividend. The rate paid to the number of ordinary share holders. Okay, so now what is the number of ordinary shares? Okay, number of ordinary shares. So what is the number of ordinary shares we have to calculate? So that is going to be equal to, the number of ordinary shares will be equal to share capital value. Okay, share capital divided by the rate per share. So that is going to give you your number of shares. Now we know that 54 million pounds is the share capital value. Okay, so the share capital value is 54 million divided by the rate per share. It is £1 each. So you write it. So that is equal to, so you will get 54 million shares. Okay, million shares. Now we will calculate the dividend paid. So the dividend paid is equal to the rate they are paying. Okay, the rate they are paying is 0.17 pounds per share. Okay, so the rate they are paying, you have to indicate that also. So the rate paid per share is given as, okay, what was the rate paid? It is 17 pence per share was paid to the shareholders. So now we just have to substitute here. So it is 0.17 pounds, okay, into the number of shares, that is 54 million shares are there, okay. So you will multiply, and that is going to be equal to 9.18 million pounds, okay. So the amount of final dividend that was paid to the shareholders was 9.18 million pounds, okay. This was the dividend. So usually the final dividend is paid from the retained earnings. So you pay the you pay to the shareholders this much amount of money. So you will reduce 9.18. If each shareholder gets a value, gets a dividend of 0.17 pounds, then the total number paid to the shareholders was 9.18 million pounds, okay. So that is the dividend calculation. So you will reduce from the retained earnings and give it to the shareholders. Then the third point is on 12th Feb 3 million pounds was transferred from the retained earnings to be set aside for a new smelter equipment. As the existing smelter is now worn out, a suitable heading must be inserted at A. Now this is a transfer, okay, transfer of about 3 million retained earnings. So, and they have said you have to insert the name for A. Okay, what is the name for A you will insert where you are going to replace? So smelter equipment, it must be some capital asset, okay, it is a asset, right? So any smelter equipment will be an asset to the company. So when you transfer from the retained earnings, so what is the value of transfer? The value of transfer is 3 million. So I will reduce that and transfer it to A. A represents, okay, a reserve. What type of reserve is it? Because I'm creating for a capital replacement reserve, okay. I had a smelter and I'm trying to buy a new one because the old one had gone worn out. So if I create a reserve for asset, I call it as a capital replacement reserve. So this is called as capital replacement reserve. So this I set aside so that I use it only for the purpose of buying an asset, okay, and it cannot be used to pay out the dividends and the other stuff. So I will set aside this, okay, this much money from the retained earnings to buy the capital asset. So all I'm doing is transfer from the retained earnings to the capital replacement reserve so that I can buy this smelter equipment, okay. Then on March 15th, 2 million pounds was transferred from the general reserve and set aside to cover possible falls in the currency. A suitable heading must be inserted at B. So what is this type of reserve? I'm creating one more reserve, okay. I'm transferring it from the general reserve. So you go to the general reserve and 2 million I will have to reduce, okay, from the general reserve. 2 million pounds I will have to reduce. Now I have to create one more reserve at B, okay. What is this type of reserve called as? This is called as foreign exchange reserve. So there will be foreign exchange, foreign exchange will keep fluctuating. Foreign exchanges will keep fluctuating. So to account for those foreign exchange, I will create a foreign exchange reserve. So my currency might increase or drop, especially if I'm trading with a outside outside of the country. So I will have to account for the currency exchange fluctuations. To account for a currency exchange fluctuations, usually a foreign exchange reserves can be created within the company, and so that I don't make it a loss. I save that amount of money. So to account for any exchange fluctuations, okay, in the currency. So that is called as foreign exchange reserve. This is, they are saying this I am going to transfer from the general reserve and keep it so that I can only use it for to account for any exchange fluctuations later on. Then revaluation. Okay, next one is revaluation. On 21st April, property in the books of 40 million was revalued up by 12% to reflect the market value. A suitable heading must be inserted at C. So when you are creating another type of reserve is being created, this is called as revaluation reserve, right? So this is called as, whatever I am doing, it is called as revaluation reserve. So this is all the reserve creation. You should have a knowledge, prior knowledge, what type of reserve are you creating. If you don't know, you have to learn it from the accounting format videos, okay, which I have inserted in the link. So revaluation reserves are being created here. So let's calculate this. Okay, revaluation of the property. This is 5. Okay, so now we have to calculate the revaluation reserve. So what was the amount by which the property had got revalued? So 40 million was revalued to by 12%. So, and thereby I am going to create a revaluation reserve. So what does that mean? That is equal to 12% of this 40 million value of the asset you have to find. So that is going to be equal to 4.8 million pounds. So that is nothing but 4.8 million pounds. So 4.8 million pounds of revaluation has, upward revaluation has occurred, and so I am going to create it as a reserve here. So 4.8. Okay. Next one is on 19th May, a rights issue of ordinary share of £1 for every 20 ordinary shares of £1 held took place at a premium of £14 per share. The rights issue was fully subscribed. So you're issuing a rights issue of shares. So this is the 6th one. So let's calculate that shares has happened. So which means that, what is the thing? There will be an increase in the number of ordinary shares and premium shares, right? So the number of ordinary shares and premium shares will increase. By what amount we had to see. So it is there said that £1 for every ordinary 20 ordinary shares. So what is the number of ordinary shares? Number of ordinary shares. So the number of ordinary shares, okay, is already equal to 54 million shares. Okay, the number of ordinary shares which we had already calculated, it is nothing but the share capital divided by the rate per share. So there are 54 million shares. Okay, the number of ordinary shares is already there, which we had calculated here in the earlier part. Now we have to see how many, or 20. Okay, for every 1 share there is 20 share held took place. So number of ordinary shares issued. Shares issued will be equal to 54 million divided by 20. So that is going to be equal to 2.7 million shares. Okay, so the number of ordinary shares issued will be 2.7. What is their value? The value is at £1. So at the rate of, so value, so right issue share capital. So the value you have to calculate, not the number of shares. So the value is equal to 2.7 million shares. Okay, 2.7 million shares into the rate per share. So rate per shares. So that is going to be equal to the number of shares, 2.7 million shares. Okay, the rate of issue is at 1 pound. Okay, so the rate of issue is at 1 pound. So that is equal to 2.7 million pounds. So this is the value of the share capital issued. So this that I am going to write under the number of ordinary shares that has share capital value increase that has happened. So it has increased by 2.7 million pounds. Okay, then we have the next one is a premium shares. What is the number of premium right share? This is ordinary right issue. Okay, right share issue of ordinary share capital. Right issue of ordinary share capital. The amount is this much. Now we have to calculate what is the premium. Okay, premium. So of premium shares. Okay, the total number of premium shares will also be the same as ordinary shares. Okay, usually it will be the same. Okay, but what is the share right issue value and the number of share capital issued? Okay, the number of premium. So the number of premium or ordinary premium shares issued will become equal to 54 million divided by 20, that is 2.7 million shares only will be there. But what is the value of this premium right issue? Value of right issue of premium share capital. Premium share capital will be equal to 2.7 million shares into the rate per share issued. So 2.7 million shares into what was the rate of issue for premium? Premium, it was 0.14 pounds per share. Okay, that was the rate of issue. So that is going to be equal to, here it was 1 pound per share, here it was 0.14. Okay, that here it was 1 pound per share, here it is 0.14 per share. So that is going to be equal to 0.378 million pounds worth of premium share capital issue has happened. So now you will increase the value of the premium share capital by 0.378. So when you issue the number of shares, so the share capital value will increase. So 2.7 worth of ordinary shares has increased and 0.378 million pounds of share premium value has increased. Okay, it has increased. Now what do you do? So that is the total value of increase. You can write it here at the end. Okay, then you have the next one is the 7th one. On 10th August, after a new smelter had been bought, okay, the smelter equipment here had been bought, the 3 million was transferred back to the retained earnings. So again you will have to transfer from the capital replacement reserve. Okay, you will reduce. So after it was bought, it was just created till the time it was bought, so that they might have got a loan. Okay, in case they don't get a loan, they would have created this reserve. So it is transferred back to the retained earnings. So you will reduce from replacement reserve back to the retained earnings. You will put it back. Then on 31st September, interim dividend of 6 pence. So we have to calculate that. Okay, of 6 pence per share was paid to the shareholders. So let's calculate the interim dividend. Interim dividend per share. So let's calculate that. Interim dividend again is equal to the same as the final dividend formula. So the rate per, so it is nothing but the rate into the number of shares, okay, issued. So rate times the ordinary shares issued. So now what is the rate paid? Okay, what was the rate paid? It is equal to the rate paid share, the rate paid per share was equal to, they paid 0.06 per pence per share. So 0.06 pounds per share, 6 pence. Okay, so this was paid, but what is the number of ordinary shares now? Okay, the number of ordinary shares we have to calculate. Okay, that is equal to, earlier it was 54 million. Now with the rights issue, the number of shares has increased by 2.7. So 54 million shares. Okay, plus this was 2.7 million shares at £1 each. So that means the number of shares is 2.7. Okay, so the total value is going to be equal to, so 54 plus 2.7, so that is going to be equal to 56.7 million shares. Okay, now the interim dividend paid we have to calculate. So the interim dividend paid will be equal to the rate issued. Rate issued is 0.06 pounds into the total number of shares, ordinary shares now, so which is 56.7 million. So let's calculate that. 56.7 into 0.06 pounds, so that is equal to 3.402. so that is going to be equal to 3.402 pounds, 3.402 million pounds. That was the amount of interim dividend that was issued. Again, from where will you issue interim dividend? It is given to the shareholders. So it is given to the shareholders from the retained earnings. So you will have to reduce that much value from the interim dividend. Okay, so 3.402. This much amount of money is given to each is given to the shareholders. Each shareholder, okay, who has one share will get a dividend of 0.06 per share. If he has 500, then you can calculate how much. So like that, the total, but the total number of shares, okay, they have, the company owns is 56.7 million shares, and so 3.402 million pounds has been issued as a dividend to the shareholders. Now the next part is the ninth one. The loss for the year ended 31st December 2020 was 3.91 million. So the loss has happened, okay, and this will reduce the amount of retained earnings. So retained earning debit, okay, has happened. So and the value is 3.91 million pounds. So this you will write. Now we have to calculate and fill up all the vertical totals and all the horizontal totals in each row and column. So that is what we have to do, and show that the final here, the value should be the same, whether vertically or horizontally you are adding up. This value at the total equity should match. Okay, so now let's write, let's see the vertical totals. So 54 million, okay, plus 54 million plus 2.7, that is equal to 56.7. So let's write that 56.7 is the vertical total. Now 8 plus 0.378, okay, that is going to be equal to 8.378. So 8.378. Then again, next, retained earnings vertical total 16 minus 9.18 minus 3 plus 3. So and then minus 3.402 and minus 3.91. So that will be equal to 0.492. So this is going to be equal to 0.492. okay, and it is a loss. So minus 0.492. okay, 16 minus 9.18 minus 3 plus 3 minus 3.402 minus 3.91. So that is equal to minus 0.492 loss. Okay, so negative is coming, so I will write it as a loss here, retained earnings. Now the vertical total of general reserves. So 5 minus 7 minus 2, that is going to be equal to 5. Okay, 5 million pounds. Now the capital reserves, okay, 3 minus 3, so that is nothing. Okay, that is 0. So instead of 0, I will just write it as dash. And then here the foreign exchange reserve, the vertical total is going to be 2 million pounds. So write it as 2 million. Then 2. Then revaluation reserve, okay, it is still there. So it is 4.8. Okay, now let's fill up the horizontal totals here. So first row we have filled up, then the second row the final dividend was issued here 9.8. so it was 9.18 loss. Okay, that is reduced for issuing the dividend, so 9.18 negative you have to write here. Then here minus 3 plus 3, so there is no changes to the equity, so no changes to the equity is just a dash. Then 2 and minus 2 and plus 2, again there will be no changes to the equity in the horizontal column, in the horizontal row, so you will just put a dash here. Then there is a revaluation, so just put a plus 4.8. Then again on the horizontally you will add up 2.7 plus 0.378, that is equal to 3.078. okay, positive. So then transfer plus 3 minus 3, so no changes to the equity, so that is a dash. Then interim dividend of 3.402 was issued, so that is negative 30402 will be written just like that. Then there was a loss here 3.91, so here also you will say minus 3.91. Now let's add up and see the horizontal and the vertical columns, and they should match here. So 85 minus 9.18 plus 4.8 plus 3.078 minus 3.402 and minus 3.91. So that is going to be equal to 76.386. Now let's calculate whether our horizontal row also matches. So 56.7 plus 8.378 minus 0.492 plus 5 plus 2 plus 4.8. So that is going to be equal to 76.386. So it matches and your statement of changes to equity has been done. Okay, so this is how you will complete the statement of change.